Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs, welcome back to another video. So, I gave my initial off-the-cuff reaction to the finale of Flux like a few hours ago, and I've had time to think about it and to break it down more in my head and try and figure out all my thoughts, because I am still very mixed on the episode. Like, I've just been in a Twitter space discussing it with like Tharies, Johnny Mathers, the actor of Passenger. Absolute, that was loads of fun. It ended abruptly, it might be back up now. If you can find the recording, go and check it out, because, it was very fun to talk to all those guys about it. But, the finale itself was a very mixed bag, and I don't know where to start, because I loved so many moments of it, and there were so many individual bits and bobs that were just perfect. Like, it was, I wasn't expecting it to be able to wrap up that well, but at the same time, there were so many things in the back of my head nagging me, going, come on, let's see, show us, come on Chibnall, show us. And it was almost like he was just teasing people, look guys, it's like when you've got like a toddler and it's like, here comes the aeroplane, nope, here comes the aeroplane, nope. And like, we didn't get any backstory, which when the entire series sort of, the end goal was the Doctor finding out about her past, we didn't find out about her past. It feels a bit ridiculous. Like, I've waited this entire time to find out this mystery, and then the Doctor goes, no, I don't want to know. Which, from a character perspective, I will say, fair enough. It's good writing. I'll talk about the characters now, as I usually do, because that's where these reviews always start. So, Jodie as the Doctor, once again, faultless performance, absolutely brilliant. Great to see her in action, giving her a proper threat this time, unlike some of Series 11. Really nice. When she's under pressure, the shouting, the snarky comments, and the bit where she faced off against the Grand Serpent, that was phenomenal. Like, that might even be one of my favourite Doctor scenes. Her versus the Grand Serpent, the back and forth between them two, brilliant. Like, Jodie's performance cannot be faulted. Dan, once again, pretty good. Didn't get too much to do, but John Bishop's brilliant as he is. Yaz, so Mandip Gill as Yaz, flawless. Like, that's actually, there isn't a single actor, I would say, in this entire episode that kind of let the side down. They were all brilliant. Eustachius Jericho, I loved his, spoilers, sad demise, really nicely done. And him, like, holding the gun and being like, I'll tell you who I am, Sontaran. You're not going to have time to shoot me. That moment was just superb. Genuinely, it drew out some emotion from me, which I haven't felt since, like, Bill's death in Series 10 back in 2017. So, really strong there. The other character that drew a lot of emotion from me this episode was Carvanista, played by, I think, Craig Ellis. Really nicely done there. Like, his entire species got killed, and unlike a lot of this series, it wasn't glossed over, it was dwelled upon, and you could see, despite him wearing a really difficult prosthetic mask to act through, you could see the sadness, and his body language, and he was, and then Dan tried to go and comfort him, really nicely done on that behalf. I think Belle and Vinda, both really well performed, like, Jacob Anderson and I can't remember the other actress's name, but they're brilliant. But I am struggling to see what the point in their characters were. Like, ultimately, don't get me wrong, they were great characters, but ultimately you could remove them from this entire series and nothing would change. Like, their baby that was set up in like episode 3 ended up not being even slightly relevant. Why? Maybe it'll be in the specials, but, like, this series was advertised as one big conclusive story, and we've still got loads of plot threads to go through. Kate Stewart was in this episode. Brilliant performance, but why was she there? Like, she didn't do anything. She didn't even go like, oh, yes, I'm starting up a new unit, and, oh, Claire, join me, and we'll go and start up units. It just sort of went, I'm here. I hate you, Grand Serpent. Goodbye, Doctor, you were cool. And then gone. And I thought it was a missed opportunity. Like, Kate and the Doctor, this is a new regeneration. They meet by Jodie going, oh my god, it's Kate Stewart! And that's it. She doesn't say anything back. She doesn't go, oh my god, Doctor, you're a woman now. she's just like, yeah. Like, once again, not Gemma Redgrave's fault, but there wasn't time in the episode to do anything. It's quite ironic. The main problem, the villain of the episode was time, and the main problem with the series is that there wasn't enough time to get all of this done, if I'm honest. Also, that's a... What the hell was time in this episode? It embodied Swarm and then spoke to Swarm, and it was like, oh, I'm making you do this evil stuff. Because it felt like Swarm and Azure were recruited by Time to do this stuff. But then Time became the Doctor and was just like, go home, Doctor. Like, it was just... What did it even mean? What was the concept of time in this episode? Like, I still have so many questions, and questions about time, that's never going to be answered. We aren't going to know. Maybe I have missed things, and I will hold my hands up if I have, but even if I have missed things, the reason for that is because it's going at a breakneck pace, 1 million miles an hour. There's no slowing down in the episode at all. It's just bam, 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 bam. Also, I felt like Jo Martin's Doctor. Where is she? Like, I'm not being funny, but you cannot give this brilliant actress, brilliant character, half an episode in Fugitive of the Jadoon, 1 sentence in The Timeless Children, and then about 3 sentences in episode 3 of this series. Give her something to do. She's a great character, great actress. Give her something to do. Don't invent random other characters. Once again, the Grand Serpent, brilliantly performed, brilliant character, really menacing, but what was the point of him? Why was he there? The Sontarans could have just happily invaded. Like, they had a good enough plan. Where did they find him? Who was he? What species was he? Like, there's so many questions, because they kept alluding as well, like Vinda. In episode 2, they go, he's like, oh, I need to return to my home planet, and the Doctor's like, what species are you? And he never gets to answer. And we still don't know. Like, why are there so many questions? And they're not even, like, major questions. They're tiny little gripes. Now, in the series' defence, maybe these will get answered as the series goes on. But I think that is the main issue with the thing. Character-wise, it wraps it up really nicely. Like, as I say, Eustachius Jericho's ending, Carvanista's stuff, really cool. And as Johnny Mathers mentioned in that Twitter live stream thing, it was very reminiscent of Star Wars at the end. You had, like, Chewbacca, Han Solo and Princess Leia flying off with Carvanista, Belle and Vinda. That was quite nice. And I don't know, it's just... because I did enjoy it. Like, I was on the edge of my seat for the entire thing. And especially, like, the moment where Time was talking to the Doctor about, oh, you are, like, the Master's gonna kill you, bro. That was cool. It felt very End of Time, like, no, which episode is it with David Tennant where the Ood, when they're like, your song is ending, Doctor. That was cool. The Ood in this episode, well, like, cool, nice inclusion, but you could see the eye holes in the mask. Maybe I've missed that before and only noticed it today, but yeah, like, that just made me go like, what? Hang on, there's the eye holes in the mask where the person's eyes are coming through. But overall, that was fine. Like, it's Doctor Who. And especially as well, you've got to give this series a massive amount of consideration because it was filmed in COVID. Like, incredibly impressive that they could get anything done, let alone a 6-part epic with so many characters. Like, genuinely brilliant on their behalf. Like, I almost feel mean criticising some of it because the conditions that these people were put under to make this show were horrific. Like, while we were all in lockdown, they were out filming. And yeah, I respect them entirely for that. I just think in the words of a wise man, it could have been a lot better. It could have been slightly better written. If you don't know, Chris Chibnall said that about a Doctor Who story in the 70s. But yeah, I liked the Daleks and Cybermen inclusion because, as I say, the Sontarans had a really good plan. That was one thing this episode did really well. It was original. There was nothing that felt like retreaded ground. There were homages to, like, David Tennant's I Don't Want to Go moment. And I liked the scene where she drops the pocket watch in the TARDIS. However much it frustrates me that we didn't get answers, it was really emotional, and I was genuine, like, not even metaphorically on the edge of my seat. I was literally sat on the edge of my seat going, oh my god, are we going to get answers? Are we going to get answers? No. Credits. No. Why? Why, Chibnall? Why? Hopefully we do get answers by the end of his tenure, but at this point, I'm not sure we will. Because it's the same thing that went wrong with some of Moffat's writing. It's very much like, we've got this big grand arc, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't even know what it is. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, this is the thing that it was alluded to so much. Like, Carvanista says, I can't tell you about this Doctor because if I do, it will kill me. Why? What can't you say? Why can't you say? Maybe we'll never know. And in some aspects it's good because I like keeping the mystery. It's the mystery of the Doctor. Doctor Who is the title of the show. It's a question. We're not supposed to know the backstory of the Doctor. But at the same time, when the series has been asking since episode 1, if not even part of series 12, who's the Doctor, what's her origins, and we never find out who the Doctor or her origins are, it's just a bit like, come on, there's only so many times you can tease people, guys. Just do it. Answer the questions. Like, go on. I will say, though, one of the things I loved about Flux is the iconic imagery and the characters and the species it's brought out. Ravagers, such a cool idea. Passenger forms. The look is just a perfect blend of classic and modern Who. Not to mention Johnny Mathers, absolutely brilliant guy. Hopefully he's back in Doctor Who at some point. Genuinely fantastic. The new Sontarans were the best they'd ever been. I mean, the scene, it was simultaneously stupid but funny when he was just scoffing the chocolate down. Brilliant scene. Probably, for the most part, brilliant scene. But yeah, I'm trying to think as well. We've got, oh no, the Lupari. Well, now Carvanista's the last of the Lupari, but that was a brilliant species. Like, I love the whole idea of man's best friend, species bonded, and yeah. I mean, even though, like that, I need to stop thinking of questions that are opened up by this series, but why the hell did Lupari have technology to shield from the Flux? Why? Maybe Carvanista got it from Division or something, but then, no. And also, that's like, what was the Division? What happened? Why did Tecteun get killed so easily? Are we ever going to see Tecteun again? It was so rushed. I feel like we need an extra 4 episodes to get this on. Maybe that was the original plan. Like, I don't know, because it's all well and good me sat here in my little uni room blabbering about this online, but Chris Chibnall may have wanted to write 8 episodes and then got condensed into 6 as filming went on. We know there was a reshuffling of episodes early on in the series, like the War of the Sontarans, parts of that were supposed to be episode 1, and then Village of the Angels was supposed to be like episode 5 instead of 4. Lots of stuff going on. But yeah, overall, solid finale. I didn't come out of it annoyed or angry, just maybe slightly underwhelmed at some of the questions, but at the same time the characters were wrapped up really nicely. There was an original plot, species were cool, settings were cool, it was shot nicely. Yeah, it's not the final piece of the jigsaw that I thought it would be. Now, I know we do have specials, which we've got to wait and see what happens in those, because by the centenary special, we will have like Kate back, units back, hopefully in like maybe this year's New Year's special, Eve of the Daleks, which we've had teased. Maybe we'll get more answers there. Maybe in the Chinese pirate episode, the spring special, we'll get more answers. I don't know, because I don't want to keep saying it. Once Doctor Who reference on a Doctor Who channel, it's like bloody Bill Potts in Series 10. I waited for you. You took like 12 years. Don't tell me I can't be angry. Like, what are you doing? Just give us something. It's like, I don't know. I love this series. And I really enjoyed it, and I will enjoy rewatching it, but I don't feel like it's complete. That's my main issue. I'm going to end with this point. I don't feel like it's complete. We've still got 3 specials to come, and they still feel like a direct continuation of Flux. Even if they take place a little bit after, it's not complete. Some of the character arcs complete, fair play on that, but the answers, not complete. I didn't realise there were going to be whole whole era answers. I thought it would be series answers. I don't know. I feel like I'd have loved the episode a lot more as well if Chibnall still had more series to go, but he doesn't. We're practically at the end of the Chibnall era. and I'm going to stop talking about the answers, but yeah. Let me know in the comments what you thought. I'd rate this episode a solid 7 out of 10. By far, not the worst finale of the New Who era, but not the best either. Thank you for watching. Please do remember to tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you want me to see me make more videos about this episode in particular, maybe get a discussion video going between me and some other members of the channel, I don't know, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. I'm going to give the episode 7 out of 10. There we go. Nice 7 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.